We start today once again with this a small prayer. We always pray to the Supreme Divinity, to the Divine Mother, to the Mother of the Universe, to the Father of the Universe, as per Vedanta called Brahman, as per all religion, whether you call Khuda or Allah or Jesus or God or Krishna or Divine Mother, it doesn't matter. What matters, whether you call Jal Pani or Tani, or you in French, or Jal in Bengali, or water in English, it does not matter because everything is water. So everything is this supreme energy. I wish to share this essence of the Vedanta with all of us as the teachers and the staff members of this school, so that you know the message of the Vedanta has been for 6,000 years in India. You notice today, you look at any parent, any adult, you are my parents, we don't know anything. Look at our teachers, our professors, our doctors, our engineers. What do you know? Very few, minuscule, who know something. Including in the missions, the Vedanta ashrams I'm talking about. When I talk to them, I start to realize that even amongst them, very few are truly enlightened and truly knowledgeable. Majority of them are not. And I am delighted that with the divine grace, that I, like a monkey, was guided to start delving into it, and the blessings of the great gurus and the teacher, and Ishvara, who is the God, is the brain guru, and the Divine Mother who guided this little monkey into a little bit of knowledge. Vivekananda had said, my intention is to bring this Vedanta to the world, even the most ignorant in the slum, to the baby in the crib, should be able to understand, because it is the essence of life. The world over today are talking about Vedanta, and you and I know very little. Now that day during the talk, there was a very nice question, a very beautiful question. And that question, one of you teacher asked, I do not know who it is. Do call me up later on if you get this message today's. The question was, how do I discover who am I? Now this is the question, which is a very powerful question that Vedanta has been delving into it for thousands of years, not discovering it, to make it simple for everyone, for you and I to understand. Unfortunately, the question when it came about, I had just got a chit saying only 5 minutes left. And this is such a big question. It cannot be dealt with 5 minutes, and that is why I talked to you about Ramana Maharshi and that little story. Just imagine, Vivekananda spent his entire life. He is the only one. In 1893, 11th of September, to the world, brought India into the world map as present. You'd be surprised, before that India was not known. Though 1604 Columbus came down and discovered India, but India was not known. And the way I'm talking about as late as my visit to US, you know what they used to say? They used to tell me, yeah, you're from India, you'll sleep on bed of nails. That's what they show in US, in European world. I know. There are elephants and tigers all around your house, and snakes also sleep, and scorpions are also there, isn't it? And you'll be shocked to hear, literally shocked, because I was one of that person who was asking me this question, is an Indian. And he had got from India and settled down in US for about 32, 33 years. He had forgotten. You and I have forgotten about ancient India. Vivekananda brought Vedanta into the world, and he said, it is my life's mission to make this available. At that time, what had happened? British education system, India's, the vehicle of knowledge, Sanskrit, was taken away and everybody raced for British education, convent education. Fathers and the mothers advertise in the newspaper or word of mouth, my daughter is convent returned. That is a great symbol for, qualification for a girl or a boy, particularly for the market of marriage. So this Vedanta essence I wish to share with you all in bits and spurs, so that you know that knowledge has no language. Knowledge has no religion. Knowledge does not get bought by countries. Knowledge is knowledge. And that knowledge, the supreme knowledge, is the Veda, is the knowledge. Ananta is the end of all knowledge. Today in the world over, people are doing research. There is a beautiful book, Infinite Path to Infinite Realization by a brahmachari monk. He's a Bengali American, born and brought up in America, but he decided to spend his time in research of Vedanta. He's written this book on Vedanta and Infinite Path, Infinite Way, on Paramahansa Ramakrishna, how he has made all religion as one. And do you know this book costs 70,000 rupees, and you'll be shocked to hear it's a Kindle edition, not a hardcover book. 17,000 rupees, that's the power of Vedanta. And he's done his double PhD from Harvard, and you'll be surprised the power of Vedanta. He did both the PhD at the same time, not spread over time. Can you imagine? That's the power of Vedanta, which I see how my life has changed. I wish it to change yours too. And once you know, like a candlelight, you lose nothing. You know this story, all teachers have played this again and again for the PTAs and things like that in the annual show. Light another 100,000 candle with that candle of light of knowledge of yours. The whole youth force from the British education started to go down to England, remember? 1947, Britishers were leaving. Nehru said, no, stay back. Teach my people English, British education. And thereby the Indian education system went off and we forgot about Vedanta. I'm delighted that we know today we can share a bit. So basically, it is like you and I, we are a complete package. We have everything. We, you and me. But we are not this body, not this mind. We are something else. And what is that something? Who's that discovery? Is the who am I? Now, in which we will continue to deal with it. Today we'll spend about 15 minutes or so to understand, let's say, a matchbox with a matchstick. The matchstick has the power to create fire, isn't it? But can the matchstick create fire by itself? No. Somebody has to take it and strike it onto the box for it to create fire. And that somebody needs to be you, as the teacher, as the guru. A boat, these are all Vedantic understandings, and the stories in the Himalayas for thousands of years. A boat's job is in the water. By keeping the boat, once you go down to like Goa beach or something, you'll find some boats are lying on the beach. It's good for nothing, but they will take it out and put it into the ocean and it becomes suddenly full of its usage. Lying in the sand, good for nothing. Same way, you and I, just without this knowledge of very little use. And what we have is an enormous amount of data, information. If information makes us wise, which apparently as for Western education it does, think, wouldn't the encyclopedias would be the greatest of the rishis and the libraries the greatest of the saints? There's so much of data. Or let's say Wikipedia. Now, so what is it? It has to that knowledge becomes knowledge when the data and the information comes to a level of understanding. When you understand it, you can utilize it. So the boat's job is in the water. And this life, our life, this universe, this samsara is the ocean or the river, whatever you'd like to call. In the ocean of the samsara, this boat is the one is to take you across from one shore to the other. The boat's job is in the water. Boat is in perfect element with the water. But you have to be very careful. Don't let the water get into the boat. Isn't it? If the water gets into the boat may not float. It may sink depending on the quantum of the water. So, yours and my job is to keep the boat in the water but away from the water inside. And this water inside is ignorance. So today, with that question, I would go ahead and explain to you a little bit of an angle. So, who am I? Am I this? The moment you say, where is Robbin Ghosh? Robbin Ghosh will raise his hand. Think. Let's say in this room, there was 40-50 people, and somebody came to meet Robbin Ghosh. He doesn't know who is Robbin Ghosh. So he will ask the guy, where is Robbin Ghosh? And they will point there. See? So what did it do? He pointed out. Now, if I already know who is Robbin Ghosh, pointing out is not necessary. I will come straight to the thing. So I'm trying to do the pointing out, and your duty is to know about it and then spread it to everyone. Now, the moment you say Robbin Ghosh, I think it's me. Who is this me? This body. I'm a man, I'm not a woman, and I am so and so. Name, fame, status, money. That's it. That is not so. That is not who am I, this I. Notice, I is the only alphabet in the English, it stands straight. I is the ego. So, to understand who am I, let us understand what is this human being? The human beings are the only one which is created for it to attain what is called oneness with the Supreme. I'm not talking about God. In the yogic process, there is God. In the traditional religion, almost all theistic religion, there is God and there is us. So God is in the mosque, in the church, in the temple. God is in the fire temple. God is in the... like that. God is everywhere, you see. And yet, you say God is everywhere. How? I can't understand this. We say it, okay, we mug it up, but this is not understood. It's a data, it's an information. You hear, no? Love thy enemy, love thy neighbor, God is in your enemy, God is in your... You say, okay, you understand, and you say, God, please help me so that I can do that. But we don't do it. The moment I see my enemy, my hackles rise up. But with this understanding, something else will happen. So who is this I? To understand that, I'm going to take you across to a very famous example of Vedanta called an earthen pot, a clay pot. Think, I'm holding a clay pot. So what is it? Clay pot. 2 words. Now, this is the glass. This is the cover for the glass. This is the cover. This is the glass. There are 2 different objects. Cover, glass. And they are separate from each other. They have their roles to play. Clay pot. 2 names. Stage 1, clay pot. Stage 2, clay and pot. Stage 3, I ask you, very nice, where is the clay? You say, here, I'm holding it. I said, no, you are holding it, but where is the clay in that pot? So you look at it and you say, it is everywhere. It's on the side, it's on the top, it's at the bottom, it's inside, everywhere there is clay. So this is called, Vedanta example, cause and effect. So the clay is the cause and pot is the effect. Stage 3, I asked you, where is the clay? So he said, it is everywhere. I said, very nice. I'm going to keep the clay and you take the pot. Can you do that? Now, the moment you take the clay, pot vanishes. So, this is in Vedanta called mithya. Mithya is not telling lies, it means it doesn't have its own existence. Like a hot boiling potato. You take it out, it's ready. You're itching to eat it with butter and salt and pepper. But soon, that intrinsic quality is not there in the potato called heat. Soon it is going to get cold. Where did it come from? From the hot water. Where did the hot water get heat from? From the fire. So we will deal with that example some other time. In this clay and the pot is ceasing to exist because everything which I am holding is clay. I say that I am holding clay. You say, come on, Dr. Ghosh, you are holding the pot. I said, okay, you keep the pot, I am keeping the clay. You suddenly realize I can't have the pot without the clay. In other words, the effect called pot is not there. So stage 4 is all clay. Now let us understand, who am I? So we are this Nama Rupa Bhagavan, name, form and our usage. We all have certain usage. Computer has an usage, the book has an usage, the car has an usage. My wife has an usage, my husband has an usage, my children have an usage, my parents have an usage. It's called the characteristic, conduct, usage. So now what happens at the stage 4, only the clay remains, the pot vanishes, clay alone remains. Now look at this universe. Compare it now with Vedanta knowledge. This universe is the clay pot. I have the pot in my hand. Clay pot. Universe. Stage 2. I introduce you to what is this pot made of? It's made of clay. So what is the universe made of? As per Vedanta, it's called Brahman. What is Brahman? It's a male, it's a female, it's an energy, it is light, it is water. What is it? We'll talk about it. Brahman cannot be explained. Paramahansa Ramakrishna used to say, Brahman is the only thing which cannot be, touched by tongue. Meaning in Indian system we say, jhutha. It cannot be made jhutha. Why? It cannot be explained. But you can understand it. Isn't that beautiful? You can understand it. and you can become Brahman. How? Let's say. So we have universe, stage 1. Stage 2, I bring Brahman, created this universe. You and I, in the theistic language, we say, God has created this universe. I say, okay, where is God? Show me God. Hey, by the way, I am not an atheist. I am in love with God. But I am asking you this question. People will ask, okay, show it to me. So what do we say? Whatever we want to know, we want to believe, we believe in, called in Vedantic language, Pratyaksha Jnana, meaning with the 5 senses. If I touch it, if I see it, if I taste it, if I can smell it, I say, okay, it is this. That's called Pratyaksha. But there is something called Paroksha Jnana. Like, let's say, laser beam, or let's say this whole universe. You can't know now there are galaxies and there are planets. You haven't seen it. You've seen it in a book, and you see the stars, and you see beyond that. How do you all know it? You cannot see COVID, the coronavirus, but you know it is there. So this is called Paroksha Jnana. You cannot, it's beyond your 5 senses, but you do inference, you do hypothesis, you make deductions and come to yes. So you can't see forces of gravity, but you see the effect of the apple fall, and as Newton said, Eureka, this is forces of gravity, or buoyancy by Archimedes, Eureka, this is buoyancy, like that. Now, Brahman, universe. 2. Brahman is the cause, universe is the effect. Stage 3. I asked you, where is the pot? You said you're holding it. I said no, I'm holding the clay. Clay is everywhere. And if it is not baked, clay pot, I can put it in the water and melt it and make it into anything else. I can make it a plate, I can make a sheet. So the stage 3, I say, where is universe? You say, this is the universe. I say, this is Brahman. This is clay. Pot vanishes. The universe vanishes. And the stage 4, you will say, you understood the clay and the pot, and you say, okay, I understood. Brahman alone remains. Message of Vedanta for you and me. Now, you alone remain. So what is the question? Who am I? You alone remain. You are Brahman. So there are 4 Mahavakyas in the Upanishad. Vedanta, I'll talk to you about later on. Today we will come to a close now. Vedanta is the supreme knowledge, end of all knowledge. And you've heard about Vedas. There are 4 Vedas, and each Veda has 4 sections. We'll talk about them later. But the 4th one is called Upanishad. So, Vedanta Nama Upanishada Pramana. Upanishad gives that supreme knowledge. So what I'm talking about in the 4 Mahavakyas are there in the various Upanishads. So I'll just touch upon one today. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The other, I will talk about it in my next section with you. So, how do I come to know myself? Who am I? You have to start the process with very simple things. First of all, there are 4 steps given by the great masters, and you know about them. This is Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Raja Yoga is the practices of breathing and austerity, and you know the 8 limbs of Patanjali Sutra. We'll talk about them later. Karma Yoga, do good for other people without retaining anything for yourself. Selfless work. Purify yourself. Bhakti Yoga, have absolute, like a toothache throughout the day, thinking. You cannot forget your toothache throughout the day. Like a bird sitting on an egg. It cannot forget the egg below. Just like that. Keep the supreme energy. If you don't believe in God, unified field, cosmic energy, God, Allah, Christ, call it by any name, keep that thought. This thought is like, we have lots of these things around us. They're zeros. Why zero? It has no value. The moment you die, you leave your body, it goes. You don't carry the computer, the money, the body, the moment you die. That's why they call zero. But if you put 1 before that, those zeros, the zeros take a different meaning. They become lakhs and crores and millions and billions. That one is the thought that you should have. So the 4 and the 4th one is Jnana Yoga, is knowingness. Just being aware. Now you know, you become aware the clay in the pot. The clay in the pot has been in the discussion of the Vedanta for thousands of centuries. It started off possibly in the ancient time, there were clay pots. Today, if you go to any civilization discoveries, you find clay pots, no? Clay coins, clay pots, and clay instruments. So, this is one step. Step 2. I'll give you a simple practice. The other day I gave it to you. Breathing in and say, I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Main hi Brahmahu. Just say this. You may not believe in it because it will take you. Why? Because you do not understand it. But it will come. And then, as you hold, breathe in with about 6 counts, hold 6 counts, breathe out 6 counts. Very simple, not complicated. Breathing in, I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. You may use whichever language you're comfortable with, it doesn't matter. It's the concept. Hold that 6 seconds with the same thought. What does it mean? Don't worry, it will come to us. And then when you breathe out by saying, this world, this universe is apparent, it is not real. You say, do you mind? My husband, my wife, my children, my parents, they're not real? I'll take you on to the next one. Why is Vedanta saying this? And what is real, what is not real? You have a beautiful day. Listen to this, reflect on it. And we shall take on Thursday another little session for you. If the Divine Mother, God and the Gurus wish. Pray.